Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode we're just going to take a look at the tank today. Not much been going on really this week. I'll also give you my first impressions of this new Redsea Reefwave 40 that I added into the tank last week. And I think you'll know my my take on it. As you can see, the movement on the top of the water is crazy. Really happy. I mean, I really do like gyros. I think they're fantastic, especially because you can alternate the flow. You're not static to one movement. Now, obviously, you are with the Vortex, you are with the Neros, you are with most of those pumps. Whereas the gyros, you've got a load of different flow that you can do. Obviously, set on the controller as well. There's different ones that you can do. Obviously, you can do them on the Vortex. And stuff like that, where you can have reef crest, and you can have tidal swell, you can have constant, those sort of things. Mainly on all of them really, to be truthful, especially programmable ones with a controller and Wi-Fi capabilities. But on these ones, especially with the gyros, you can turn one way and you can turn one the other way. As you all probably know this anyway, but for those of you that don't know much about the gyros, then yeah, you can turn the nozzle, you can turn the directional flow, and I think they're just fantastic. And as you can see I've got one there, the Max Bet, and I've got the Reefwave there. I shown you last week that I've got my if you can see it, my Vortex, which is there, just there at the back. So basically all that's doing is that's flowing, that's getting flow around the back of the tank. Any like dead spots at the back, flowing it there, and then we've got the two gyros which are simultaneously flowing through the top. And this one mainly I've got this pointing upwards, as you can see, so it's basically giving loads of surface agitation on the top, oxygenating the water. And this one I have pointing slightly up, but this one pointing across, so we're getting a good flow, a good mixture of flow across the whole tank really. And as you can see, the corals are absolutely loving it, especially these euphyllias and these gonioporas. They're just absolutely loving life. But yeah, going on to the corals, everything's doing really well. My yellow one is actually staying yellow, which is great. Same as this one here, which is definitely, I think is definitely a Pikachu. Oh, there's the little blenny, as you can see. Doesn't come out often. He tends to come out in the evening, picking around, or he'll move away from the clownfish. The clownfish don't like him for some reason. But having said that, the clownfish don't like any of them, to be truthful. I thought they'd mellow in their old age, but they're not. But yeah, like I said, the yellow acropora is doing really well. This millipora is just absolutely thriving. The colour of this, guys, is incredible. And as you can see, it's completely based all on the base now of that rock. It's really settled in, and it's settled in really fast actually. Most of the SPS that I put in this tank don't really settle in. Like literally take forever to settle in. But that one has literally came in, and it's growing more and more. It's growing more and more like branches off it. I'll try and find a photo and post one up either on here, or I'll post it up on my Instagram. But there's loads of new branches that are coming out, loads of new nubs on it, and I think it's loving the flow from the gyro. Same as this yellow ones really. All the polyp extension are all coming out on it. So you know, that's all you can expect with SPS. As long as the polyps are out on this Miyagi taut as well, as you can see. I'm trying to zoom in, guys. I'm filming on a phone, which is not the best. And there's the other Miyagi taut, which is absolutely growing like crazy. Got a bit of a dead spot there. That's just because of the two touching each other. Bit of coral warfare. But you're going to get that when you've got all these corals together. Same here. Bit of coral warfare there. So all we'll do is we'll just go in and we'll snap that part off, and yeah, everything should be fine. The bubble tip has stayed in its place, it's not moved, which is a good thing. The clownfish obviously laid their eggs on that back wall, so it stopped. It basically stopped them irritating my clams, which I absolutely hate when they're starting to lay eggs. Well, they want it to lay eggs. They just irritate that clam. And I've not actually moved these clams. I've actually just left them the way they are because, like I said before, they tend to go for this clam and they try to bite the shell, ready to lay their eggs on it. Now, obviously, this shell now is more to the glass, so hopefully they won't be able to get to it. This frag rack I've put here because it was on the back wall, if you remember. I think it was on last week's video, or yeah, the last episode I did. It was definitely on that back wall. I came down in the morning and it had completely fell all on the floor, so all the frags were all over the show. And I think it's, you know, like when you get a bit of film, you get a bit of algae film on the back, which we all do. Yeah, I think it just lost its suction and it just fell off. But if you look at all these little starfish, you don't realise how many you have in your tank, guys. Hundreds and hundreds of starfish, loads of copepods, they're everywhere. Asterinas that are hiding. And these things, if any of you guys know what these are, it's like snails, but I don't actually know what sort of snails they are. Now, I have these in my tank and they are huge. Some of them are huge, but they only come out at night time. Now, I don't know what they are. I don't know like what babies they're from or what. So if any of you guys know what they are, they have got a shell on them. I thought they were flatworms at first, but they're not. They've actually got a shell on them. But if any of you guys know, and there's a huge mama copepod. Yeah. Which the mandarin loves to eat. But overall, guys, like I said, everything's doing really good in the tank. Can't really fault it. I was looking, there's talk about the mandarin, there she is. One-eye Lily, swimming off. If you don't know, she only got one eye. She did have two eyes when I bought her, but she's only got the one now. But she's looking fat. I feed the tank every 2 to 3 weeks. I put like 5 bags of copepods in, and yeah, seems to do well. Here's my urchin, which is massive, and here's the steroid chromus, as everybody knows them as. Huge chromus, in fact, massive chromus. I don't know actually how they got that big, to be truthful, but they are big chromus. Also, if any of you guys know what these black spots are on the clownfish, started to come up, but they're on the other side as well. Now, I don't know whether she's been stung or what. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not affecting her in any way, shape or form. It's not. I've checked to see if it could be a parasite, but it's definitely not. And yeah, I don't know exactly what they are, to be truthful. The little fox face, he's doing well. He's starting to grow. I thought it was going to be a dwarf one, actually, because he's not really grown that much. But when I've looked at pictures and looked at past videos, he's definitely beginning to grow, which is a good sign. And he, you know, people say, you know, add these with reef with caution, but touch wood, I'm not seeing him touch any of the coral. All he does is he just goes around picking the wave makers and the pumps for the algae. And as you can see on the back wall, guys, there's not absolutely nothing, no algae or any sort of algae on that back wall, you know what I mean? So doing a good job, and yeah, really happy with the way he's going. But before I go, guys, I'll mention my parameters. Now, my parameters for this week I tested yesterday. My parameters for this week are as follows. Nitrates, we're reading at 12.7. I do all of these on the Hannah checkers, as you know. We're reading 12.7 it was. The alkalinity is rock stable, about 8.5, 8.6. Calcium coming in at 430, magnesium coming at 1410, and phosphates came in at 0.07. So the phosphates is I'm really happy with that. It's got it right down. As you know, I had high phosphates. I mean, didn't really do anything to the tank. In fact, the tank looked actually better, to be truthful, with a higher phosphates. I had huge phosphates. And there's a 6-line wrasse as we're speaking. Just thought I'd get him in. We never see him. He just darts in and out of all the rock, getting all the little pests that, if there is any. And yeah, does a splendid job. But yeah, going back onto the my parameters, everything seems to be doing really well. Parameters I'm really happy with. I can't really fault them, to be truthful. Nitrates, I was wondering why they were going up a little bit more than they usually are. But I'm not really that bothered, to be truthful. I'm quite happy with the way they are. You know, 12.7. And as you can see, the corals will tell you in a tank, guys. Your corals will actually tell you if there's something amiss or they're a bit peed off with something. And as you can see, I don't really think my corals are annoyed really. Also, what I do want to mention is my lights. Like I swapped my lighting schedule and I've got it to the Saxby, obviously without the greens and the reds. So I'm just running basically the Saxby lighting schedule now. So changed my lighting schedule, and I've got to admit, guys, I think the corals absolutely love it. I've seen no ill effects in the corals. The corals have just took to it straight away. Expect this, if you look back on my last video, this Hollywood Stunner, that piece that snapped off, just look at the growth now. It's completely grown back near enough. And that just shows you how fast these Hollywood Stunners grow. I mean, it's like a bowl. They just grow so fast, them. And I'm so glad that I've stuck it at the back and not at the front, because it would be a disaster. But yeah, like I said, the Saxby, I think it's a great one, especially for this tank. It seems to have just adapted to it straight away, which is a good thing. So I'm really happy with it. But anyway, guys, just thought I'd show you a quick more in depth of the tank, because we've not really done one of these ones for a while. Looking at all the corals and stuff, and you know, the growth. But what I do want to mention is this is going to go out on a Friday. So obviously our Friday night live stream is this week. Don't know who it's with now, I've forgotten actually who it's with. I think it's with Fish Palace. Just get over on our Instagram and you'll find out who it is. Go head over to Fish Palace's Instagram, or myself or Ross's or Jay's Real Reef, and I'm sure you'll find out whose channel it's actually on. Obviously there's a big meet as well at Cracknell, so if you go in this Sunday, I think it's between 2 and 6. Hopefully I'll see you there. I am going to be going. I managed to get the day off work, so I will be heading over there myself for a couple of hours. So hopefully I'll be able to see you all if you're there. I don't think any of the other guys are coming down. Obviously it's a long trip for them guys to head down, but I will be there, showing my face for sure. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for your continued support, and yeah, if you've not already done so, click the like and the subscribe. If you've want to leave any comments below, then I always reply to every single one of yours, and I welcome all your feedback, whether it's good or bad. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you at Crack and Corals. If not, I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys.